Good evening everyone and welcome to the Straight Line Motorsports League. It is the GT3 Championship Round 5 here at the Autodromo di Monza. And yes, before you ask, I am not American. I am JimSed14, going to be taking you through the action here out on track tonight. SLM Red celebrating his 21st birthday, so he can't be here tonight, which means you've got me for 1 week, which is absolutely unbelievable. It is. I'm absolutely privileged to be giving you the action here tonight from the Pro-Am series. We do have 5 drivers currently out on track. There are more already in the lobby as well. Have got 5 drivers quite literally out on track so far. So this is a bit of a poor attendance, but hopefully there's going to be some great racing out on track. And because it's a 60-minute endurance race and we've got that 10-minute qualifying as well, it is going to be quite interesting to see how these guys actually attack this track, because as we're seeing so far, Petrolhead with a 148.7. I've been seeing some of the guys from Pro in one of the practice sessions doing a 147. So just bear that in mind when you see the qualifying times here out on track tonight at the Autodromo di Monza. We should be starting soon. We've got about 4 minutes to go roughly until qualifying is supposed to start. If it's not, then obviously we will delay the start slightly just so we can get the attendance up. But I have started the stream a little bit early to take you through the standings, which is what I'm sure you all want to hear coming into tonight. So, top 5 separated by 15. Top 4 separated by 15 points out on track. Literally no room for error as we approach halfway in the season. Dirdude leads the way in that Aston Martin after his win last time out at Dragon Trail Seaside 2 weeks ago, of course. He didn't start in Bathurst, but he has got a great run of form, and he has the fastest lap in the race in all 3 of his races that he has competed in. 71 points, the German driver in the Aston Martin, leading the way in the championship. Second is Barr, who we are on board with now in that Chevrolet Corvette. 60 points for Barr, doing a great job so far, the American driver. Christopher in third. No Chris here so far tonight. Hopefully we will be getting him in to race here tonight. He's on 59 points in third, the Austrian, with the Brit Superboy in fourth. And there is Superboy out on track. Bit of a car change going on. He is now in the Toyota Supra. He was running around earlier on in the season. I forgot the car he was running in, but he was running a different car earlier on in the season. So the Toyota Supra for Superboy. He is in fourth on 56 points. Then there's a bit of a gap down to Petrolhead, who is the teammate of Barr. Dirdude has joined in, which is good to see. So we've got 6 drivers here so far. That our championship leader is here tonight. Just before everyone gets a little bit on edge there, he's in. So the championship leader is in, and Christopher Crowell's in as well. So we've got 7 drivers now out on track. Petrolhead on 34 points at the minute in 5th, the Brit in the Corvette, as I say. Mushlot not going to be attending tonight. He is out with his friends, I do believe. So he's not making it tonight. He's on 33 points in 6th. Grand J10, who is out on track as well. Bit of a name change there. The Grand J10 is now his name. Cameron has just joined in as well, one of our new drivers as well. So he's going to be coming in for his first race of the season. Grand J10 though, the Japanese, the Brit, in the Japanese car, in that Nissan GTR, he is in 7th place on 29 points. Ipar's in 8th in the Audi R8. There he is out on track. Very nice livery, I've got to be honest. That's a lovely livery. Yellow and blue with Pez written down the side there as well. Sadly not Pro Evolution Soccer. That is the initials of the 3 last letters in his name, of his PSN name. So Ipar's, after debuting last 2 weeks ago in Dragon Trail Seaside, he's on 8 points. Wraith still yet to debut, and Cameron, as I've said, is now out on track. He is in the Dodge Viper, and he will be debuting here tonight. The Brit, he's in the American car, of course, the Dodge Viper. So that is the standings in mind. We have got 11 turns for the drivers to take round tonight. There's going to be roughly, and I don't know why Christopher was going out on intermediates. That's a bit of a strange one. But of course, we are at one of the most historic tracks in the world. It's the Autodromo di Monza. Famous corners like Rettifido Chicane, like the Della Roggia, like Curva Grande, like the Les Mills, like Ascari, like Parabolica. I know off by heart pretty much this track, so you will be in for quite a treat as we get set to go for qualifying, which will be about to start, I do believe, any second now. I'll just check Discord, see if we are running on time and everything like that. Everything going well, I am streaming, by the way, so I do apologise. I'll check the comments now, just in case we are going through everything. Hello to F-Boy, hello to Ties, who's also coming in as well. I do apologise if I mispronounce any names out on track tonight. I have got a thick North East England accent, so please don't judge me in the comment section, because I know some of you might. But we should be getting going very shortly indeed for Monza. 8 drivers here, bit above average attendance, I've got to be honest, for the Pro-Am series. I have been watching this from a streamer's point of view in the last couple of weeks or so. But we should be having the start of this 10-minute qualifying starting very soon indeed, and I can't wait for the qualifying to get going. 48.2 currently the fastest lap, actually out on track by Bar in the Corvette. So I've personally changed to the Ford Mustang for Pro coming forward in about an hour and a half's time. Bar and Lolheads apparently are going to be commentating on that due to Reds' non-attendance here tonight. Christopher has changed his tyres from the wet now onto a set of soft compound tyres. Not sure if we are cancelling. There's 8 drivers here. They're well within their rights to come in here and race. I think we should get on with things. Let's crack on and let's get this started and sorted and done. Should be getting going very shortly indeed. Hopefully we will. I'll try and fill up the gaps as much as possible. If we do have hardly any battles out on track, I will try and fill in the gaps with a bit more of experience that I've had out on track around here. It's the Autodrome de Monza, of course, for those of you just tuning in and don't know this track and don't know me. I'm JamesHead14. I'm a assigned commentator actually to TTG. Normally I commentate on the F1 side. I've been glad to thingy, and Superboy coming in with a comment like that, not the greatest thing, to be honest. It's like GHR all over again. No, it's not like GHR all over again. We've got 8 drivers here out on track willing to take time out of their own lives, and we'll get going very shortly indeed. So any comments like that, I'm afraid you will get a response from me and I don't like to hold back at all, so just be warned. Petrolhead though, currently first out on track. Bar actually is setting the pole position lap. iPaz just came back into the pits. We have 8 drivers. That is better. Let's get going and let's get qualifying started very shortly indeed. In the commentating side, no, it's not like well, it is like GHR all over again. I am back here, of course, in the comment section, in the commentary box here tonight for you guys, and I'm sure I will try and please you all with my style of commentary. Over the past year or so, I have been getting a bit of stick, let's just say, about some of the commentary that I have done in the past. I can get a bit angry over commentary, but that is well in the past now. We should be seeing clean competitive driving here in Straight Line Motorsports for tonight of the Pro-Am category. Should be getting going very shortly indeed. Cameron just lagged into Petrolhead there, just coming off track. Banjo 10 and Petrolhead going side by side, actually down the straight into the Rettifilio chicane at turns 1 and 2. We should be getting going for qualifying very shortly indeed, and I do believe everyone now jumping back into the pits might suggest that we are going to be only a couple of minutes away from the start here in SLM. Can't wait for tonight, of course. Good evening to Ryan, who's also tuned in. Ryan not going to be attending here tonight. Yeah, I think he's been moved just to the Pro category, so I'll be racing against him very soon indeed. So about an hour and a half until we meet out on track. Can't wait for that. Do apologise if you heard Siri going off there in the background. Goodness me, I didn't mean to press that. But we should be getting going, as I say, very shortly indeed. I can't really say much because qualifying hasn't started yet. Of course, Monza, very difficult track. Let's ride on board with Petrol, and I'll point out a little bit of pointers for some of the Pro-Am drivers and indeed for the Pro drivers who might be coming in later on. Chat features now closed, which means qualifying will start very soon. Petrol coming through not that inside chicane. This inside chicane here, if you take that too much, you will get a 5/10th penalty, so please avoid trying to take the inside of that curb. Where Grandeur 10 is coming through now, just hitting that apex beautifully there, so don't don't misjudge it because you will get a 5/10 penalty. It is a slowdown penalty, luckily, but you will get a 5/10 penalty. And also just a pointer as well. We'll ride on board with Grand GT3. Keep within the white lines coming out the pit lane. Needless to say, it's common sense, but needless to say it, stay within the white lines coming into the pits, stay within the white lines coming out the pits, you won't get a penalty. It's simple as that. It is simple as that. And GT3 coming across the line just to start up a lap. It seems Superboy is going for a bit of an excursion, takes out the 100-metre board as well. Got Dirty on a personal best lap. Could be setting a 47 here, actually, the German. Better come across the line. Just shy of Bar, actually, with that lap, but he goes to the top with a 148.2. 148.3, sorry, 148.370 was Dirty's time there. This is still practice, of course. Qualifying will be getting going very shortly indeed. I will have a look at my Discord now. Thank you very much for thinking that. Do I have to start the stream again, I wonder? I will keep it professional tonight. I will. Boundless. I will. Of course I will. This is Straight Line Motorsports Pro-Am for anybody that is tuning in. I'm James Head 14, your commentator, filling in for SDM Reds, who was not attending tonight due to it being his 21st birthday, and I'm sure everyone here at Straight Line Motorsport would like to wish the American, our great commentator, our much better than me commentator, a happy birthday out on whatever he's doing tonight. I have a feeling he will be getting drunk. I have a feeling. But happy birthday from us all here at Straight Line Motorsport, and I'm sure that will be echoed in the Discord and indeed in any personal messages that you may want to send to him as well. So we should be getting going very shortly indeed. Just a reminder, standings coming into this, Petrol Head 3/10 up in the middle sectors, but keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this. Qualifying about to begin. Dirty on 71 points, Bar on 60, Christopher Crow on 59 and Superboy on 56. They're the main four you should be worrying about in terms of the standings. 15 points separating the top four out on track. Then we've got Petrol Head on 34, Mushlot on 33, Banjo 10 on 29, iPad on 8, Wraith on 0 and Cameron on 0. Apart from Mushlot, pretty much everyone who's scored points so far this season are going to be racing here tonight, and Cameron is also coming in for his debut race, and he is in the pits there in that Dodge Viper. But we have got action now out on track, and the first one out on track I do believe is Superboy. Yeah, Superboy in the Supra, quite literally Superboy in the Supra, now out on track. 56 points, 25, he did win in Fuji of course. 2 third places to his name as well in Suzuka and Dragon Trail Seaside. So just watch out for him. He could be a lively contender for a possible win here tonight. Just wants to make sure that you get the Retafilio chicane right, and that is coming into the first Les Mills now, so we'll go on board with him. Beautiful GT Pro-Am sticker, of course. Remember, if you don't have the right decals, you might get disqualified, and I'm not going to be banking up on that, but Petrol Head, of course, is out on track. Grand GT3 just came out on track. Ignore him. He's in the first sector. Superboy and Petrol Head are coming down into the Ascari chicane at the bottom of the straight here. Bit of an elevation change here at Monza. It's only about 20 metres or so, which is about 50 feet above sea level. It's not that much. You're not going to be gasping for air around this track at all. But here we go. Qualifying is already underway. We're about a minute and a half through. No lap set out on track yet. Petrolhead wanted to keep Superboy on his toes here as they come into Parabolica for the first time here in qualifying. And they better start the first laps here in qualifying. So Superboy about to start his lap. We'll go on board running down the straight. Can reach about 130 miles an hour. He's on the soft compound of tyres. Of course, there are 2 compounds of tyres to the driver's disposal here tonight, the softs and the mediums. Most drivers tend to use the softs and go on to another set of softs within the 60-minute endurance race that we do have. Down into the braking zone though at the Retafilio chicane. Just losing it under braking there actually. Trying to control it under the brake through turn 1 and 2 at the Retafilio chicane. Now through the Curva Grande at turn 3, which is this flat right-hander. They'll need to break through here. Petrolhead following him in behind as well. So it's going to be very close between these two. I think Petrolhead might just be edging it so far in the first sector. We come now down towards turns 4 and 5 at the Della Roggia chicane. Superboy completely messes that up, goes over the sleeping policeman. Petrolhead then is on a much cleaner lap. Superboy will get a penalty for that, I do believe. probably a 5/10 penalty, might just be shy of him. Yeah, game not deciding to give him a 5/10 penalty. There's occasions that you can't get a 5/10 penalty. Now through the Lesmos, through Lesmo 1 and now into Lesmo 2. Petrolhead runs wide onto the gravel, very, very wide onto the gravel. Superboy is hanging on so far in front of him in qualifying here. As we now come down towards the Scottish chicane, through turns 8, 9 and 10. This is a triple part complex through the chicane. Superboy now into the left of turn 8, now through the right of turn 9 and then back into the left of turn 10. Don't want to be running too wide there because you will pick up a penalty, and indeed cutting the inside of the chicane will pick you up a penalty as well, 5/10. Worth, Superboy and Petrolhead going to be roughly around the same time, I think, as they come across the line. They're now into Parabolica. We have a beautiful camera shot panning down towards Parabolica. Superboy just runs slightly wide there compared to Petrolhead's line. The Superboy on the run down to the line will set the first laps here tonight. Superboy across the line, 49.5. Petrolhead with a 48.9 and 49.3 from Bar splits them. Chris the Crow about to come across the line very shortly indeed. The Austrian driver well within the mix for a potential win here tonight. He comes across the line, sets a 53.3. Dirty with a 58.2. These guys clearly just going to be setting personal best at the minute. iPaz is doing fourth with a 51.6. Cameron on his debut with a 50.8. Nice lap. And Grand J10 is coming into Parabolica now, and he's really been struggling, I think, out on track. No damage or anything like that. Might have had a few moments into the gravel. He has got damage on that right side, so he's clearly spun somewhere out on track. Grand J10 then will be coming across the line very shortly indeed. Yeah, I thought he was going to come into the pits there. Grand J10 across the line, 58.6. So back on board then we go. Let's ride on board with Chris the Crow, who is into the Della Roggia chicane at 4 and 5. Now into the Lesmos at turn 6. So the Austrian, in terms of his results coming into tonight's race, second place last time out in Dragon Trail. Before that, it was a third in Fuji, another second in Bathurst, and then splitting that was a sixth place finish. A disappointing finish, I feel, in Suzuka. But he is in third place in the standings, 59 points and well within the title fight. We approach the halfway point in the season. Chris the Call then is on a lap. He's down towards the Ascari chicane, 9.5 tenths up pretty much through the middle sector. Attacking that nicely, the Aston Martin very nice through the Ascari chicane. Now he's now on the long run towards Parabolica, which is the top of the straight there. Come back on board with Chris the Crow. 9 tenths up through the middle sector. Got back to 70, just under, ticking under 75 litres of fuel. Petrolhead goes to the top with a 48.9, 48.954 for Bar. Very close between those two. The top three, I think, must be separated by about 500ths of a second, so that's how close it is. Chris the Crow then about to come across the line. Much better improvement there, 49.7. Must have picked up a penalty. Dirty's at 50.3 as well. The German driver setting a nice lap there. Cameron about to come across the line as well. Don't feel he's going to be improving here. I think he might have just lost it out of Parabolica actually. So that's interesting. iPaz came across the line to improve as just shy about 0.2 of a second with a 51.8. More than halfway through qualifying though. Petrolhead leads by 400ths of a second out on track. Superboy is in second, and look at how close it is between that top three. I do really mean that. 500ths of a second, just under 500ths of a second separating the top three. Bar is only 4 thousandths of Superboy early on here in qualifying, with about 3 minutes and 20 just ticking under to go. Petrolhead, Grand J10's also gone up into 4th place, a 49.6 from Grand J10. Nice up there by the Nissan GTR driver. Petrolhead now down. The top three pretty much within the same camera shot here. It's almost as like we're having the race a little bit too early here. Petrolhead in first in qualifying currently, sitting on provisional pole position. Superboy in second and Bar in third. And of course, this 60-minute endurance race will test the drivers to their absolute limit. There are mandatory pit stops that have got to be made as well. Bar looking quite quick on behind Superboy there. Just want to see if he's improving through this middle sector, and now into the final sector, in fact. Round Parabolica he comes, very, very wide, similar to what I did in practice actually. Petrolhead across the line, doesn't improve. Superboy doesn't improve, but Bar does. 48.7 from Bar. Clearly that run out of Ascari has favoured him, and the American goes to the top of the timing screens with a 48.771, and there's only 2 minutes And 15 seconds to go, and a little bit of contact made there. Superboy having to go across the chicane, and Petrolhead spinning. That might need to be investigated, actually. That was side by side down into turn 1 and 2. I'm not sure if Superboy actually managed to miss out his braking point there. Be interesting to see how the reaction is. Dirty, in the meantime, has gone pole with 48.1. We're getting in towards the pro sort of realms here. 47s I've seen from some of the top pro drivers here tonight within a practice session earlier on. Minute and 45 seconds remaining though, so Dirty now clear by nearly 6/10 of a second from Bar in second, Petrolhead in third, and Bar as a result did get that penalty, so did Superboy, so both of them picking up 5/10 penalties respectively. Christopher currently in fifth, has improved with a 48.9 and is only 100th of Superboy in fourth place. Grandeur 10 is in sixth with 1.2 seconds between him and Cameron in seventh, who's just off track. Oh, iPad, sorry, is just off track, but 3.5 seconds separating. There is a caution in turn 1. There is a bollard out on track, the inside on the exit of the corner, but shouldn't affect the drivers. And I'm sure with the lines up they take through turn 1, definitely won't affect them at all. So it's just a bit of knowledge to get, and good to see that Elliott is putting in cautions for the drivers here tonight, because of course we don't want any incidents out on track. We're now getting into the nitty gritty here in qualifying. 50 seconds to go. Dirty out on top, Bar in second, Petrolhead in third. Christopher is giving Dirty a bit of a toll down the straight here. Of course, Christopher and Dirty both in the Aston Martin, so essentially what they could be doing is getting a bump draft maybe, trying to gain Dirty a little bit of time coming out the final corner. This is looking quick though from Dirty. Better come across the line. Does he improve? No, just shy by about 1/10 and a half, nearly 1/10 and 3/4 off. Come across the line, there's no improvements further down. 7/10 though, separating the top 4. All the top 4 are out onto a final lap. Christopher onto a final lap, and goodness me, Dirty does have to take the escape rule. That was way too late. Goodness me, that is his qualifying over and done with, I fear. So Dirty out of qualifying, but he is still holding that provisional pole position. It'll take something special to beat him. Let's go and bull them with Bar, who was just through the Della Roggia chicane. Puts the inside there. That can be a 5/10 penalty if needs be. Superboy is just off track as well there, and that is a 5/10 penalty. Grandeur 10 goes to the top. Grandeur 10 has gone to the top of the timing screens at 48.1 in the Nissan GTR. Has he stolen it at the death? Let's wait and find out, because Bar is on a lap. He has served up that 5/10 penalty that he did pick up on the inside of the Della Roggia chicane through into turn 5, that was. Now the American down into Ascari. Don't think he's improving on this lap yet. He's 1.6 seconds off, so we'll focus then our attentions on Petrolhead, who's the only one I think can possibly be within the realms of pole position. Christopher Crowe is improving through the first sector. He's down in the middle sector. Petrolhead now coming through the Ascari chicane through 8, 9 and 10, and on the long run towards Parabolica with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining to set his lap. There are a few drivers out on track still. Petrolhead is about to come through Parabolica. Can he find 7/10 of a second, just over 7/10 of a second to take provisional pole? The Brit now through the final corner. Grandeur 10 currently sitting on provisional pole position. Let's see the run to the line. Tries to take the inside line here. Is he going to go top? He does! He steals it by 18/100ths of a second. The Brit goes to the top of the timing screens in that Corvette. There is somebody just coming in behind. Christopher Crowe coming through the final corner. Cameron coming through the final corner now. The Brit trying to improve on his lap. It's a 50.8, his current personal best. Let's see how he's going to do coming across the line. Don't think he's going to improve on this. He's just shy by about 1/10 there. iPaz is coming around the final corner. Not going to be improving. Petrolhead has stolen pole position here in Pro-Am. Fantastic, fantastic lap by Petrolhead. And he goes to the top of the timing screens. Well, look at how close it is between the top 3. 300ths of a second separating. And there is the full run down. Petrolhead, Grandeur 10, Durdu, Bar, Superboy, Christopher, Cameron, and iPaz as well further down. 8 drivers about to do battle out on track. 60 minutes await the drivers between a potential win and a loss out on track, and this is going to be quite interesting to watch. If qualifying's anything to go by, we're in for a treat. Normally do have treats when I come into the qualifying box. The 5 red lights then are about to go out. Should be getting going very shortly. The light sequence will come on, and we're about to go racing here at Monza. The reffing engines are on, the light sequence is on, and we go green here in GT Sport. Round 5 of the Pro-Am category is underway, and Petrolhead gets a very good start. Durdu, Bar, Grandjet 10's got a shocker of a start. He's down into 4th already, being overtaken by Durdu, trying to find a way through. 2 by 2 they go. Durdu's very deep into turn 1. He's gone way too deep, and he spun only in grass on the inside. A little bit of contact in behind. Cameron trying to get the move done on iPads, defending that position well there, the Dodge Viper. But in the meantime, Petrolhead has got a 7/10 lead as they come through the Curva Grande for the first time. Grandjet 10 is in 2nd, Bar in 3rd, Krista Crow is into 4th, Cameron in 5th, iPads in 6th, Superboy in 7th, and Durdu, going way too deep into turn 1, has got all the ground to make up, but luckily time is on his side, so he's just got to wait as we come through the Della Roggia chicane for the first time. And Grandjet 10, bit of a mistake there by Petrolhead. Bar now on the inside of Grandjet 10. They go side by side into the first Lesmo. Bar up the inside of Grandjet 10, the American, trying to get the move done on the Brit. The Brit is going to have to find a way through on the outside. Bar knocks him onto the grass slightly. That causes a bit of pain for him. Grandjet 10 now drops back to 3rd. A little bit of flashing lights going on there between him. Grandjet 10 just knocked off, might need an investigation. Krista Cole now coming close, and Grandjet 10 trying to defend that position from Chris, knocks him onto the grass slightly as they run down towards Ascari. Cameron trying to look up the inside of Chris the Crow as well. Not going to be quiet. Superboy is up the inside of iPaz, so he's up to 6th place. Superboy into 6th in that Supra. iPaz and the Audi backed into 7th, and Durdu's right on the back of this. Have you ever seen lap 1 close by 3.5 seconds between the whole field? Petrolhead leads the way, Bar in 2nd, the Corvettes dominating early on as we are on lap 1, and we're about to reach the end of lap 1 and on to lap 2 we go. Very clean start by the majority of drivers apart from Grandjet 10, who goes wide. Krista Crow will have that inside line and should get the move done. He's already passed him even before the start finish straight, and Petrolhead leads the way across the line. 52.9 is opening lap. Bar in 2nd, Krista Crow in 3rd. Will go on board though with Superboy. He's right on the back of Cameron. Do apologise, I was trying to get an on-board look here. Grandjet 10 trying to hunt down the inside of Krista Crow as well. We're down into turn 1. Superboy messed up his braking point, causes all sorts of carnage. Durdu has spun around again. I think he got caught on the outside of the grass there. He's reset himself out on track. In fact, the game has reset himself, which I do apologise in. And the battle for the lead now begin to heat up as well. The 2 Corvettes going side by side through Curva Grande nearly there, and now down into the Della Roggia chicane. Bar now leads the way from Petrolhead, so there's been a swap out in front. The American now ahead of the Brit, who is the quicker driver out of the 2 Corvettes. Let's wait and find out as we come through the Les Mills for the second time. I'm just going to jump out and go into spectate mode. There we go. We can go back on board with the battle for the lead. Just to try and get a bit of variation within the camera shots, of course. I do like to give my onboard shots to you guys and give you the best possible action out on track. Bar leads the way though down the straight. Petrolhead within the slipstream beginning to run into him. 2.5 tenths separating down into turn 8, 9 and 10 up the Ascari chicane. Petrolhead not close enough to dive down the inside for the move. Krista Crow defending off Grandjet 10. That mistake. Grandjet 10 now into 4th, but doing a lot better so far. Grandjet 10. His best race so far this season, I do believe. Superboy in 5th, Cameron in 6th, iPaz in 7th, and Durdu right at the back in 8th with his flashing wipers as per usual. The German, the championship leader, has got it all to do. He's 12.7 seconds off the lead of the race as Bar goes very wide, tries to take the wide exit out of Parabolica. Petrolhead now on the inside. Let's go on board and really get to see the onboard look here down into turn 1. No DRS or anything to be opened up on lap 3. Bar and Petrolhead about to do side-by-side action. We come down into turn 1. Bar has got the move done. Petrolhead gets the move done on Bar. Do apologise about that. Petrolhead's got the move done on Bar. A little bit of lag being picked up between them both. Grandjet 10 is back through on Krista Crow. Grandjet 10, the GTR, doing quite strong so far. He's in 3rd place. Krista Crow in 4th. Superboy in 5th. Cameron on his debut in 6th. Doing good so far. iPaz in 7th. And Durdu's still got all the ground to make up, but he's slowly eating into that advantage nicely. Hopefully everyone enjoying the stream so far with about 5 minutes gone here in Pro-Am. If this is anything to go by, Pro will be even better, of course. Petrolhead leads the way, Bar in 2nd, Grandjet 10 in 3rd, Krista Crow in 4th. So now on settling down, we can really delve into how we saw that. And in fact, no, let's not, because Petrolhead's onto the grass. He's going to try and recover it. Bar is now up the inside, and somehow Petrolhead has recovered that. He takes out the 50-metre board, I do believe that was, or the 100-metre board. It might be a pain for anybody that does try and use the braking point and the boards to the best effect. Grande 10 now trying to look around the outside of Bar into the Ascari chicane. Late on the brakes, he goes right around the outside. Terrific move that is by Grande 10. Around the outside of Bar into the Ascari chicane. Petrolhead very wide in the background. That will be a 5/10 penalty actually for extending the track limits. Let's wait and see if the game awards it. I don't think it does. It awards it on the inside of the curve, not on the outside of the corner. But Grande 10 pulls off a worldie of a move around the outside. And he's just gone onto the AstroTurf slightly. Everyone's slightly running wide. Superboy's very wide in the background behind Christopher Cole. He's got 5/10 penalty to play with that as well. Across the line, Grande 10 does a new fastest lap of the race. We're 6 minutes in, and Grande 10 leads the way. 0.2 of a second, but look at how close it is. Bar in second. Bar now trying to look down the inside of Grande 10, and in fact, Petrolhead late on the brakes trying to go around the outside of his teammate. He does. Petrolhead late on the brakes, around the outside of his teammate, gets the move done, and Petrolhead is into position 2 out on track. Fantastic stuff. Superboy is into 4th as well. Got Christopher Cole down the straight. Christopher Cole now in 5th, Cameron in 6th, iPaz in 7th, and there is Dude. He has got the pace between himself, and that Aston has gained 2.7 seconds over the last 2 laps alone. So the German clearly going to be fighting his way through the field, and you never know, the impossible could become the possible here tonight in GT Sport for SLM. And if you're just tuning in, you've missed quite a lot already. Grande 10 runs wide through the first Lesmo, but leads the way. Petrolhead in 2nd, Bar in 3rd, Superboy 4th, Christopher in 5th, Cameron in 6th, iPaz in 7th, and Dude in 8th position. Early on, all 8 drivers still going around out on track and all very tightly bunched, which is what we like to see in racing in general. SDM Reds tuning in was able to tune in at the end of qualifying, which was very close. James doing a great job with commentary. I will pop on here and there during the 2 races. Cheers, guys. SDM Reds, happy birthday in advance. F-Boy, is the new Grande 10 name with the username? Yeah, Grande 10 has got the Grande 10. He doesn't have a hyphen now in his name. That's probably why you're spotting that out. So I did allude to that actually. The name change has been given. Petrolhead now down the inside on Grande 10 into Parabolica as Petrolhead now runs down the straight. Of course, we will be seeing the first round of pit stops come pretty soon. I would say around about 43 minutes, something like that, remaining. We'll see the first round of pit stops. Grande 10 now under attack from Petrolhead. Grande 10 goes a little bit too deep into turn 1. Does he go over the sleeping policeman? Yes, he does. Rejoins track in a safe-ish manner. And Petrolhead retakes the lead of the race. And Grande 10 now to 2nd, but Bar right on the back of the American. Superboy right on the back of them as well. Very tightly bunched, the top 5. Cameron trying to get in this as well. It's got 5/10 penalty in 6th. Dirty has gone past iPaz, so the German has made ground, the current championship leader, on 61 points in the way. But we'll focus on the battle for the lead for now, as Petrolhead has got 5/10 penalty. Must have picked that up possibly through turns 1 and 2, I imagine. Through the Retafilio chicane. Petrolhead though leads the way. Grande 10 now coming under attack from Bar. Having a much stronger race, I've got to be honest, Grande 10 in this race. He has had a good set of results. 29 points to his name so far this season, and is defending off Bar, who is ahead of him in the championship. So this is going to be crucial towards the championship. And just to remind you, Grande 10, his performances so far: 5th place finish in Dragon Trail, 5th place finish in Bathurst, 6th place in Fuji, and a 10th place finish in Suzuka. Well, he got a point actually for the fastest lap in that race. My voice is starting to go. That's not great. Petrolhead though leads the way. 5/10 of a second penalty that he's got, the slowdown. But he is now 6 tenths ahead of Grande 10. Superboy is in 3rd. Bar looking up the inside. And in fact, that was a position change. Superboy had the move done, and Bar must have been down into Ascari, I would imagine. And now Bar back ahead of Superboy, so retakes that position, and the Brit now right on the back of the American. The American trying to get the slipstream off Grande 10 ahead. Run down into turn 1. Grande 10 getting close to Petrolhead. Down on the brakes. Can he get the car stopped into turn 1? That is what you like to see. Fantastic move by Grande 10. Much later on the brakes. Much more committed on the brakes. Gets the move done, but it's got to defend that inside line possibly. Petrolhead's on his inside. This is going to be side by side through Curva Grande. And Grande 10 and Petrolhead do battle here with 10 minutes already gone in the SLM Pro-Am race for round 5 in Monza. And Grande 10 now has completed that move and has got the lead of the race. Got to make sure he doesn't run over the chicane curbs, because he can pick up a 5-10 penalty as a result, and he has just literally done that. Bit of a commentator's curse moment there. Do apologise to Grand J10. He's now 2 tenths ahead of Petrolhead, but look at the top 5 within the same camera shot and separated by 2.6 seconds out on track as Grand J10 leads the way. Petrolhead is in second, Bar is in third, the 2 Corvettes doing as strong as ever, but the GTR now defending off the Corvette. He's got the run, has Bar, but I don't think he's going to go for launching move down the inside. In fact, Grand J10 much neater on the brakes again, serves up a bit of his penalty through Ascari he goes, and Grand J10 hanging on out in front, and this is a much improved race so far from him, as I've already alluded to. Somebody very wide in the background was Bar. He's got damage on that right side, so he's hit the wall on the right hand side. Slight damage on the right hand side, left through Chris the Crow. So Bar having a moment right around the outside of Ascari, right on the outside of the corner. Not even going through the corner, must have caught in the gravels, lost it, hit the right side of the wall, and then he's just recovered that as soon as we came on board. 3.2 seconds still, separating the top 5. Grand J10 under attack once again. Petrolhead now getting close. The Brit on his fellow countryman here in Monza, trying to go all the way around the outside into turn 1. Petrolhead looking for it. Grand J10, a little bit of contact. Petrolhead forces that Corvette, that mini Corvette up the inside. It's still side by side, roughly coming out of Curva Grande, but it does favour the GTR on that inside line. Grand J10 still hanging on out in front from Petrolhead in second. Superboy coming back down to Chris the Crow. Chris the Crow now beginning to attack Superboy, the Supra against the Aston Martin here. And Superboy on the outside line, Chris the Crow trying to launch it down the inside. Ooh, not quite committed enough there, Chris the Crow. I don't think he was going to be close enough for the move anyways. The cameras can be quite deceiving. 12 minutes gone though, as Petrolhead catches the inside of the wall there. Petrolhead catches the inside of the wall, and Grand J10's gone very wide there as well. So it's all beginning to play into hands. The tyres now beginning to have a bit of wear in them. 50 litres of fuel remaining for Grand J10. The pit stops will be happening around the 40-minute mark, I do believe, as they come now down side by side, down into Ascari. Grand J10 you would favour will be later on the brakes here. Petrolhead gives him round the outside of Ascari, not quite. Grand J10, Petrolhead's got the move done, has he? Grand J10's on the inside. Here comes Superboy as well and pushes him into the gravel. That might need to be investigated. Grand J10 knocks him into the gravel, trying to go side by side out of Ascari. Never really going to work, to be honest. Bar has recovered that car. He is in 4th position. Sorry, Petrolhead has recovered that car, he's in 5th position. Grand J10 though leads the way. It's now opened up this race. 9/10 penalty for Grand J10. He did cut the inside of the curb, which has probably flung him off, and that's why the contact was made. Superboy is in 2nd, Chris the Crow in 3rd, Bar in 4th. Literally within the same camera shot. 8/10 of a second separating the top 4, running down the straight into turn 1 once again. Into the Rettifido chicane. Grand J10 trying to defend that inside line. Superboy is up his inside. Got to give him the room. Superboy goes over the curb. Grand J10 goes over the curb even more. There's a little bit of contact in the background. Chris the Crow is now into 2nd as a result of Superboy's mistake. So Chris the Crow beginning to pick them off one by one. A little bit of a move further down the field. Dirty has got the move done on Cameron. That was early on in the race. iPals is struggling right at the back of the field. The American, but he's still going round out on track and looking to pick up the points. Superboy's way down the inside, not going to get that stopped. That is a bit of a ridiculous move down the inside. Got to give up that position. Bar's trying to hold the outside line. It's getting very competitive out on track. Bit of banging wheels between Chris the Crow and Bar into the first Lesmo. But somehow this stays the on. Superboy goes onto the grass. Oh, a little bit of contact. Chris the Crow was up his inside there. Bar's up his inside as well. So Superboy now down into 4th. Grand J10 takes the opportunity to serve up a bit of his penalty out in front. Got that bit of a breathing room, so I'm not surprised as they're still side by side. Petrolheads all of a sudden has came into this. Trying to go around the outside of Superboy. Superboy got to make sure he is giving a lot of respect out on track. He has been known to be a bit more aggressive in the corners compared to usual. And Superboy has held that position just about, but he's just got to calm down the driving a little bit from my perspective anyways. I think he's just got to calm down that driving a little bit. 7/10 of a second though. Grand J10 still hanging on out in front. Chris the Crow now into 2nd, picking them off one by one as I said. That beautiful Blancpain GT World Challenge livery. Beautiful livery. Bit of damage on that. sure that will be repaired up for next week, or for 2 weeks' time even, with the MX-5s next week, of course. Grand J10 leads the way. Black and white flag for driving standards. Car number 29. Car number 29, I do believe is Superboy. If I'm not mistaken, it is. Superboy has got a black and white driving standards flag. So just giving him a warning there. Yeah, definitely right in saying that, to be honest. A good spot there as well. Grand J10, 4.5 tenths leading the way. Very closely compact still, though, out on track. There's not really anybody that's actually proving to be right out there in front. There's no 5-second gaps or anything like that. Everyone settling down as Chris Lecroix tries to launch it down the inside of Grand J10. That was very late. Very, very, very late. He's backed out of the move just about. Grand J10 holding firm, and Dude is now up into 5th as Petrolhead has taken the escape road off. Petrolhead now down into 6th. Must have made a mistake into the chicane. Replay, of course, will pick that up later on. Also, remember to save your replays. Grand J10, though, leads the way. 0.6 of a second, running down into Ascari. Christopher just within the slipstream. Trying to close in on him. Not going to be close enough for the move, obviously, into Ascari. Everyone not going to be close enough, in fact, for the moves into Ascari. But big news of the race. Dude, fastest lap of the race, 47.8. The German hunting him down. And Dude really getting close here. 3 seconds the gap between Grand J10 and Dude. 1st to 5th is literally covered by that margin. And if it's anything to go by with one of the commentaries I've had recently, where we had, as Barr launches it down the inside of Chris Lecroix. Very late move. It's a clean move, and Barr pulls it out the fire. Gets a great move up the inside of Parabolica, and he's up to P2. That was instinctive from Barr. Gets the move done down the inside. A nice, clean, compact move down the inside. Petrolhead into the pits. His fuel running quite low. Bar's running quite low as well on this fuel. Chris Lecroix now trying to hunt down the inside. Superboy trying to go around the outside. Has been warned about his driving standards already. Dude a little bit sideways coming into the Wetterfield chicane. But Grand J10 still leads the way. He's got a 2nd penalty now still. So obviously he can slow down and serve that up through the corners, I think. He will be setting another lap, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's serving up that slowdown, and he's served it up completely. That is pure perfection there from Grand J10. Serving up that slowdown, not losing that much time at all. 1.5 seconds to gap. It's now a second. It's now 9 tenths. He's just made a little mistake there as well. But Grand J10 making sure he's got enough buffer time to serve up that slowdown, and ensure that he has still got the lead of the race, which he has done, and he's setting quite consistent laps as well. 48.4 is current best. Dudu with a 47.7, now hunting down in 4th. Superboy has been off somewhere out on track in 5th, so he's now lost that position. Dudu has gained that position as a result, and the 2 Aston Martins going strong, but they're going to be coming into the pits very shortly indeed. In fact, we should be seeing the first round of pit stops coming very soon indeed, and I did say around the 43 minute mark. Not too far off. Just call me Mystic James. Grand J10 though, leading the way. 2nd the gap. Barr in 2nd. Chris Lecroix in 3rd. Dude in 4th. Still 2.4 seconds separating the top 4. Superboy in 5th. Cameron in 6th. Has got 6/10 penalty. Petrolhead in 7th with 1.1 seconds worth of penalties. And iPaz just doing his own thing at the back of the field. Still going round though, which is good to see. And keep on in there and get the points. That's what it is. Side by side now between Chris Lecroix and Barr. They're going to go for another lap, these guys. Barr is going to be running literally on tenterhooks with his fuel. You can see him actually using up. No fuel down the straight. Dirty is waltzing past him down the inside. Barr, I think, has messed up here. He has got to save that fuel. If he wants to save up the fuel, he's got to be doing low revs into the gears. Low gearing, and he's not doing that. He's not going to get around. I think he's going to run out of fuel before he even gets into the pits. I think he's only got 3 litres left on that. Barr is going to have to do some serious fuel management on this lap. Grand J10, 0.3 of a second. Everyone now Constantine up a little bit out in front. Chris Lecroix in 2nd. These guys should be coming into the pits. Grand J10 could go for another lap at this stage. He's just over the 10 litre mark. Grand J10 just clips the inside of the wall slightly, but ensures he gets the best run out, and he's 7 tenths clear, so he's gained 3 tenths through Lesmore 1, now into Lesmore 2 once again. Chris Lecroix trying to hunt him down. Dude in 3rd, the German. The American Barr with his fuel management. He might be okay now, but I really don't want to hold on to that. He is losing time as a result. He should have pitted the lap before. Should have pitted a lap before, as we are 20 minutes already into this race. Quite a lot of action happening. On lap 11, Grand J10 leads the way. Chris Crow in second. Dirdude is in third. Barr is in fourth. Managing his fuel very cautiously indeed. He has luckily got a 6-second gap to Cameron in fifth. Superboy has been into the pits, I do believe, and is in sixth. Let's just have a look at that. No, Superboy is still out on track. So he's obviously made another mistake somewhere out on track. Grand J10 leads the way. Is he going to decide to come into the pits this lap? No. Chris Crow is in and Dirdude is in. So both Astons are in. We should be seeing Barr definitely in. He's got 1 litre of fuel. It's literally ticked down to naught as he's coming into the pits. Great fuel management there by Barr. 0 litres of fuel into the pits. So we should see now Chris Crow and Dirdude come out of the pits very shortly indeed. Grand J10 now has got free space. He's got to set a qualifying lap here to try and consolidate that lead out in front. Chris Crow obviously in second. Superboys came into the pits as well. Chris Crow now out 100 litres of fuel. Dirdude now out of the pits with 100 litres of fuel. So they're out in second and third respectively. They're out in clear air because there is Petrolhead, who has already been into the pits, but look at his tyres already. Just maybe going a little bit over aggressive in terms of the tyres and in terms of the cornering. Petrolhead just got to watch out for that. Barr is out of the pits with 100 litres of fuel in fifth. These guys not changing their tyres over, it looks like. Cameron in sixth. Superboy has changed over his tyres coming into the pits. And nearly makes a mistake into turn one actually. iPad's still going around the back in 8th place. But let's watch on board with Grand J10 because he's 25 seconds ahead. Chris Crow was 6/10 away coming into the pits. Just keep that in mind. 26 seconds pit stop. It's going to be close. It is going to be so close. Grand J10 has got to be putting in an out lap. Literally an in lap here. A qualifying in lap he's got to be setting here. The Brit doing a great job so far. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the action out on track. Chris Crow and Dirty are looking quite close on the mini-map. Go on board with them very shortly indeed. But Grand J10 with a 25-second lead. He's pulling out that gap and Dirty has been let through. So Chris Crow now into third place. And for the championship, I think that is a wise decision. Dirty now into second. Chris Crow in third. Petrolhead now in fourth. Grand J10 into the pits from the lead of the race. The other drivers out on track, second, third and fourth, are just coming up towards Parabolica now. This could be quite close. He's probably been on new tyres. Now with the fuel adding up, I think he's going to get out ahead by a comfortable margin here actually, Grand J10. As long as he comes out of the pits any second now, he should be out in front, but it's going to be so close on the exit. I think he might just be nabbed actually. It's going to be so close coming out of the pits. There is Dirty. Where is Grand J10 and all of this? Pity we can't go on board with him. There he is. There's the back and he's out in front with a bit of a comfortable margin there. So Grand J10 has set that qualifying in lap and he's now still in the lead of the race and dominates by about 9/10 of a second coming out the Rettifidio chicane. Once again, Dirty now in second, Chris Crow in third, 2 seconds separating the top 4 out on track. Remember, Petrolhead has already been into the pits, hasn't changed his tyres however. Of course the tyres will be going quite a lot in this race I do believe. Grand J10 on colder tyres, obviously with Dirty and Chris Crow and Petrolhead warming up their tyres on a couple of laps before. They're going to be at a much warmer temperature compared to Grand J10. It's literally going to be like skating on ice currently for Grand J10. He has to get heat into those tyres and I think he's now got them relatively heated up. 5/10 of a second coming out of the second Lesmo, now running down the straight into Ascari once again. 36 minutes and 25 seconds still left to go here in Pro-Am. Of course, I'm James Head 14, your commentator. Fantastic to be back in the commentary box in SLM. First time in SLM I'm in the commentary box actually, and it is Grand J10 who leads the way by 4/10 of a second. Dirty is in second, Chris Crow in third, Petrolhead is in fourth. 1.6 seconds worth of penalties. He's picked up another 5/10 on this lap. iPads has came out the pits in 8th place by the way. Barr in 5th, sorry. Cameron in 6th, doing a good job. Running down the straight at about 150 mph in that dodge. Superboy now in 7th, and iPads in 8th place. And here we go, battle for the lead. Dirty being kicked up a little bit of dust there, Grand J10, trying to throw him off the scent. Now Dirty round on the outside line. He's now out of the slipstream, so this is going to have to be right on the brakes down the outside line. Grand J10 on the brakes down the inside line. Dirty will give him the respect and gives him back the position. trying to get ensure the best run out the corner, and Dirty has done that exactly to the point and exactly to the script. Dirty now hunting on the inside line of Cover Grande. You can save the time through here. That has just been knotted down on the... the timing's now coming down as a result of him taking that inside line. Grand Jet 10 leading the way. Chris Crow late on the brakes and behind. Closes back up to Dirty, his teammate. Petrolhead is in fourth, just losing touch now. It looks like it's going to be between these top three. Grand Jet 10, Dirty's up the inside into the first. Lesmo has a bit of a think about it. Doesn't go completely up the inside, however. Grand Jet 10 hanging on out in front with Dirty in second. Just a little bit more breathing room for Grand Jet 10 running down the straight. Got a much better exit out of the second Lesmo, and will have the gap and the advantage down into Ascari. Dirty in second, Christopher in third, Petrolhead in fourth, Bar in fifth, Cameron in sixth, Superboy in seventh, and iPaz doing his own thing at the back in eighth. But luckily he's still going round out on track, and my motto is keep calm and carry on. That is what iPaz will be doing, and ensuring he does pick up those valuable points, which could see him possibly into the championship. You never know what could happen. With 34 minutes left to go, Dirty now going hunting around the outside of Grand Jet 10 into Parabolica even. I was going to say into a Petrolhead, goodness me. 15 laps through though in Monza. Grand Jet 10 leads the way. Dirty is in second. A little bit of a lag moment possibly there. Dirty now on the outside line. Great on the inside line, Grand Jet 10. The GTR against the Aston down the straight. Two historic GT3 cars running down the straight. Dirty slightly later on the brakes. Got to time it to perfection, but again, Dirty doesn't want to go for the move. Trying to size him up, trying to see if there's any sort of weakness, but Dirty himself makes a mistake. Onto the gravel, being sucked in there like quicksand almost on the inside of the curb on the exit of turn 2. And Dirty has got to get those gravel, and that's what he's doing. The weaving now, sensing he's got to get that gravel off the tyres. He's now back into third. He hasn't lost too much time, so if you are a fan of Dirty, he hasn't lost too much time, and he's still in the hunt for the potential win. Petrolhead in the meantime, 1.3 seconds worth of penalties. He's now dropping off, probably because he's already been into the pits. It's the Brit now beginning to struggle slightly, but the top three separated by 0.6 of a second out on track. SDM Reds, if you're watching, you've left me with a good race to commentate on. I tell you what, this has been brilliant so far. Fantastic action, of course. If you do want to get in touch about anything, go in the comment section and put whatever you want. Chris the Crow on the back of Grand Jet 10 just manages to brake beautifully there. Chris the Crow nearly running into the back of him, and Grand Jet 10 leads the way. From Chris the Crow in second, Dirty is in third, has the much better exit compared to his Aston Martin teammate ahead. Are we going to see a possible change in the order here? Chris the Crow and Dirty. Grand Jet 10 serves a penalty. Can be a bit costly. Now Chris the Crow tries to hunt around the outside. Dirty on the inside of Chris the Crow. It's all getting a bit too loose. Grand Jet 10's run wide. So is Chris the Crow, and Dirty says thank you very much. It was like the partying of the Red Sea through Parabolica, and Dirty has got the lead of the race. 2.5 tenths now coming across the line onto lap 16. Grand Jet 10 is in second, 8 tenths worth of penalty. He did serve it a little bit out up, but he shouldn't have. Now onto the inside line. He's onto the grass slightly. Is he going to time it down on the brakes? Down the inside line. Can he get the car stopped? Yes, he can. Grand Jet 10 back into the lead of the race. Dirty, much better exit. Oh, slides out of the inside of the corner. Chris the Crow now back into second, changing fortunes. All of this beginning to let Petrolhead possibly have a bit of a play here. Grand Jet 10, as we approach the halfway mark, leads the way. Cameron has left. So Cameron has left the room, gives iPaz 7th place. Grand Jet 10 trying to serve up a little bit of his penalty once again. Serves up another 10th. Christopher weaving in behind. Has a slow exit out of the chicane at Loretta Field at the Della Roggia chicane. Dirty now in behind in third. Petrolhead is in fourth. 3.7 separating the top four. And now, really, the two Astons beginning to battle once again. Grand Jet 10 hunting for first victory ever, I think, in SLM. This will be historic if Grand Jet 10 can win this. Whoever has been giving him any lessons or anything like that, give you credit, because Grand Jet 10 is driving out of his skin currently here tonight. He is defending well. He is making sure his braking points are good and ensuring that Grand Jet 10 has got that car. Maybe it's just the change of car that has done him the trick. The GTR against the Astons, of course. It's really, really going to be that close on paper. Grand J10 leads the way. Chris Crow in second. Chris Crow hunting down the inside of Parabolica. Makes side-by-side contact slightly down the inside. Has a bit of a thing, but now, oh, we're surely not going to get 3 wide down the straight, are we? Dirty with a double toe. Chris Crow and Grand J10 now under attack. We're going to have to watch for Dirty though. Can he switch to the inside and try and get the 3 wide done? No, he's not. He's going to have to go around the outside. Grand J10 defending the inside line. A little bit of a block. Chris Crow wisely backs out of that. And we take it on board with Chris Crow down into turn 1. Grand J10 hunts down the inside and again driving out of his skin. That's the first real mistake he's made out on track. He gets caught on the gravel. I think he was going to lose the position anyway to Dirty. Not sure if he was going to lose the position to Chris Crow. A little bit of side-by-side contact there. Dirty and Chris Crow now leads the Astons 1 and 2 now here in Monza. We've just gone through the halfway mark. Dirty and Chris Crow lead the way. Grand J10 in third. Made his first real mistake out on track. Tyre's not suggesting that he's doing well. Petrolhead just has a bit of a moment in the background there. Just leaves a little bit of time through the Della Roggia chicane. Dirty leading the way out on track. Chris Crow in second. 4/10 of a second separating the German and the Austrian. Fantastic action here in Pro-Am. Maybe because I'm commentating, I'm going to be a bit biased towards this. I think this is the rest of the season so far. This is fantastic stuff. Dirty leading the way. Chris Crow in second. Grand J10 after that mistake is in third position. Of course, he did get caught in the gravel, as I alluded to with, I think it was Dirty who made the mistake. Oh, Chris Crow, one of the 2 Astons, who went into the gravel. It's almost like quicksand on that outside through the exit of turn 2 at the Rettifilio chicane. On the exit of the Rettifilio chicane, it's almost like quicksand, and that's why Grand J10 got caught out with his first mistake of the race. But we cannot, we all have to agree that Grand J10 is driving out of his skin still. Dirty and Chris Crow though lead the way. 3.5 tenths the gap. The German against the Austrian. Are we going to see position change here between the Astons? They run down the straight once again. Lap 18. Dirty and Chris Crow still going strong. Chris Crow now hunting down the inside of Dirty. Dirty breaks slightly later. And Chris Crow manages to keep that inside line. Gets the move done. So Chris Crow now into the lead of the race. Dirty in second. Grand J10 beginning to close up though once again. Grand J10 doing a great job so far out on track. And he is beginning to hunt him down. But of course, remember, he's got that 1.6 second slowdown. That will mean, if he doesn't serve it up before the end of the race, that does mean that will get that onto his time, and it will add another second onto his time regardless. So we're looking possibly, as he's just serves a 4/10 of that slowdown. Grand J10 doing a great job side by side between the 2 Astons, however. The Les Mills they go. Chris Crow and Dirty once again having close racing out on track. These 2 begin to battle each other. Elliott coming in. This is really amazing racing. If Grand J10 can keep it on the road, he will still win. I totally agree on that statement. I think he will. Chris Crow, Dirty. There is Grand J10. He's a second off. That GTR beginning to close back up on the 2 Astons. These 2 now beginning possibly to think more tactical. Chris Crow goes a little bit too deep through the Ascari chicane. Dirty will have the run off on him. Chris Crow under pressure makes a complete balls up of the Ascari chicane, and Dirty has got the move done. And he's now into the lead of the race. But there is Grand J10, literally right on the back of him. Wisely, I think, serving up his slowdown. Somebody random has joined in. Somebody that is Spaniard and is not in the league has joined. Dirty leads the way though. Chris Crow in second. Grand J10 in third. Hola, I think we're going to be saying adios to you. Dirty leads the way. Chris Crow is in second. 2/10 of a second. Running down the straight. 26 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Dirty leads the way. Petrolhead into the pits. Once again, we'll have to go for splash and dash, I think, towards the end of the race. Chris Crow down the inside. The 2 Astons just sizing each other up, making sure where they break. Chris Crow and Dirty. Chris Crow gets the move done. Chris Crow now leads the way. 2/10 of a second. Dirty into second, but Grand J10 just hunting round. He could afford to serve up his slow down now and then come back into play. Chris Crow and Dirty doing a great job though out in front. This is going to be a season. This is going to be one of the races of the season. Why do I always come in on commentary and get a great race? It's like the James effect. The James effect is coming in here. Chris Crow leads the way. 6/10 of a second. With Dirty in second, and of course I'll be racing after this. I'll be getting a taste of my own medicine out on track in the Ford Mustang now. I've changed car. Christopher leads the way though. Dirty in second. 0.4 of a second as they run down. Adios to Hoss Gaming. Christopher leads the way. Dirty is in second. Grand J10 is in third. Bar 27 is in fourth. Doing a good job. He's got 4/10s worth of penalties. Superboy now in fifth. Petrolhead in sixth. And iPad's in seventh. iPad's still running around on his lonesome out on track, but he's doing a good job, the American, and thinking about the points more than anything else. 6 points. Better than none. Christopher Kroll and Dirty once again. Dirty has got a slow down. 5/10 slow down. I think that must have been out of the Ascari chicane. Grand J10 trying to hunt him down. 1.7 seconds. Just got to be careful now. We should be seeing the second round of pit stop soon. Grand J10 can go a little bit more deeper into this race actually compared to Christopher. In terms of the fuel, if you have a look down at the bottom left and have a look where the fuel is, got about 26-27 litres for Dirty. Christopher on roughly just maybe two or more litres than Dirty, but Grand J10 must be about 47 litres of fuel, I'm going to guess. Grand J10. He has got almost double the amount of fuel compared to Christopher and Dirty. Further Grand J10 goes into this race, the further you could fancy him for the win. Just watch out for that. Keep an eye on that during this race. Of course, there's a lot of action I'm trying to pack into the 60 minutes. 24 minutes to go. Christopher leads. Dirty is in second. Grand J10 is in third. Bar, Superboy, Petrolhead and iPad still going around on track in fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh respectively. I'm going to once again tune into the comment section, see what you guys have been seeing. Coming away from the console, I'll kick him in a minute. Yeah, thank you for doing that very much, Elliot there. And Ty is coming in and saying F off League Racing. No, totally the opposite here tonight. Pro-Am showing how it should be done out on track. This has been a great race to commentate on. It's been a fantastic close-knit battle, mainly between the top three. We obviously had Petrolhead earlier on. I'm sure that contact with Grand J10 we'll have a look into from the steward's point of view after this race. We'll ensure that any penalties or any repercussions that are given will be given and will be updated before the next race in 2 weeks' time. And of course, 2 weeks' time, we do move from Monza, which is tonight, of course, for the Pro-Am and Pro. We got to Catalonia, I do believe, in 2 weeks' time. Just having a look at the calendar there. Christopher leads the way. And remember, this all has championship repercussions. The top three, apart from Grand J10, who is in the top three, Christopher and Dirty have got a bit of a championship battle they've got to be thinking about here. Dirty on 71 points, Christopher on 59 points. So 12 points separating these two. Grand J10's on 29 and having, I think, the race of his life here tonight. Whatever has changed in him has literally came alive out on track tonight. It is literally switching on a light. It came alive. It's honestly a great drive from Grand J10 so far. 6/10 of a second, but he is serving up that slow down. He has dropped off. He can afford to drop off, to be honest. These guys have been coming into the pits. Grand J10 will have to put in 2 good in-laps, I think, to really throw the cat amongst the pigeons here tonight in Monza. 22 minutes to go. If you're just tuning in and if you're tuning in now, then you've missed a relatively a lot. You may as well go back to the start of the stream to watch the start of the race. But if you are tuning in, I'm JamesHead14, your commentator, filling in for SDM Reds here tonight. As it is his 21st birthday, and I'm sure everyone would like to join me in wishing him a happy birthday like I did at the start of the stream. But Christopher leads away. Dirty's in the gravel, slightly running well out wide through the Ascari chicane. Goodness me, Dirty having a bit of a moment, but he keeps within him and he's gaining on Christopher once again. 3 seconds the gap between Dirty and Grand J10. 3/10 only to serve up now for Grand J10 on that penalty front. He is in between. He's probably got about 30 litres of fuel left. He's run very, very wide, almost doing an Alex Peroni there on the sausage curb. Of course, if you don't recall what happened, it was in F3, I do believe, FIA Formula 3, where the car got launched over the sausage curb, and literally one of the most scariest crash you could probably ever see. Luckily the driver okay, which is, I think, a godsend, an absolute godsend. Bar is into the pits in the meantime. We'll go on board with this pit stop. He will be set on a new set of softs, I do believe, and possibly going to the end of this race with 20 minutes to go. I think he can make it to the end of the race in terms of fuel especially. Bars now coming out the pits in clear air, on softs and on 100 litres of fuel, so he will be coming towards the end of the race. Christopher just makes a mistake there, Dude. Now trying to hunt around the outside of the Lesmo. Christopher wisely, I think, letting him through. I think it was going to be Dude's position anyways. Dude leading the way from Christopher out on track, and of course, if you are a pro driver that's watching, there's about half an hour to go, I do believe, until our race and our qualifying begins for the Pro Series, roughly around half an hour in terms of the timings. But Dude leads the way. Christopher Crow in Pro-Am here in second. Grand GT3 is in third. Only 2 tenths to slow down, slow down now. We should be seeing the front two into the pits of this lap. Car number 14, Dude leading the way with Christopher Crow. Car number 71 in second position. It has been a thrilling race to commentate on, and it's not over yet. Less than 20 minutes to go, and anything can still happen out on track. It's been a phenomenal race to watch. I think Superboy is just getting caught by Petrolhead slightly. Petrolhead catching Superboy further down the field. The two from the lead are coming in. So Dude is in. Christopher Crow is in with 5 litres of fuel. 3 litres more than Dude. Much like I alluded to earlier on. Dude and Christopher Crow then into the pits. They're going to be going no splash and dash. 2 pit stops, I think, to the end of the race. So Dude will be in. Oh, they're both into the pits now. Christopher Crow, of course, will be exiting the pits. Dude will be exiting the pits first. 93 litres of fuel for Dude. And Christopher Crow on 100. Now that's interesting. There's Petrolhead just in behind, so they're going to be out in clear, relatively clear air. Grand GT3 now leads the way by around 20 seconds out on track. So Grand GT3 now, purple in the first sector. Ages since we've seen that. Grand GT3 now, 9,000's up in the first sector. Has got to put that in, but 5/10th penalty on the inside of the Della Roggia chicane at 4 and 5. Now through 6 and 7 at the Lesmos. He's got to be putting in these in-laps here. 2 in-laps, 2 good quality in-laps from Grand GT3 will really throw the cat amongst the pigeons. He has got to be on the pace for these next 2 laps. If he does decide to pit in this lap, then it's for this lap and this lap only. But personally, I would see Grand GT3, as he is purple in that middle sector as well. He is purple in the middle sector. Grand GT3 is going for this. He is really trying to find out the weaknesses of the guys in behind. 20.3, it is staying consistent out on track. And Grand GT3 now, as Dude, Christopher Crow and Petrolhead begin to battle it out just in behind. Grand GT3, 20.5 seconds. Remember, it was about 25 seconds, I do believe, the last pit stop. Grand GT3 runs wide into Parabolica. Is he going to come into the pits this lap? Yes, he is. So Grand GT3 is into the pits. 17 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And the leader is into the pits for 16 litres of fuel. Not too much on the fuel. I think he's managed this relatively well here. Grand GT3 could see himself out in front, to be honest. Fuel now underway. Fuel process underway. He'll be going up to 100 litres soon. There's the guys coming down the straight. There is Dude. Grand GT3 now. Christopher Crow and Petrolhead now battling it out. Grand GT3, if we can go on board with him, is out of the pits. Where is Dude? There is Dude flying past him. Grand GT3 then is going to be out in second place, and there is Petrolhead up the inside of Christopher Crow. All kicking off now, and the top 4 Constantino up. Petrolhead up the inside gets the move done. The Brit on the Austrian gets the move done, but I have a fear that Petrolhead will have to pit again. Petrolhead will have to pit again, and probably is looking secure for 4th more than anything else in this race. Dude now, the championship leader, leads the way. After that beautiful pit stop, Grand GT3 is in second. 1.2 seconds worth of slowdown. Goes a little bit too deep once again. Just got to make sure his braking points are on point for the rest of this race. 16 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And this is still anyone's game. Out of the front 4, it's anyone's game. You can maybe count Petrolhead out of this, I think. As I've already alluded to, he will have to pit in once again. So we will be seeing him back into the pits once again very shortly indeed. Probably in the next few laps or so. As I am just going to get a lolly towards the end of this race. I am literally losing my voice here. So I'm just going to have something to keep me going. Grand GT3 runs wide. Petrolhead staying within 1.9 seconds of him, not costing him too much time. 4.1 seconds separating the drivers out on track here tonight, but Dude Grand Jet 10, Petrolhead. Christopher Cole now getting closer once again. Can he do the favour? Can Christopher Cole get Petrolhead through Parabolica? Not quite. 0.8 of a second separating that on track. The Brits against the Austrian. A bit of a interval timing moment going on there. We had a little bit of a glitch. Grand Jet 10 just fixed itself. 3.9 seconds between Durdu, Grand Jet 10 and Petrolhead. So the top three separated by that amount. The score's in fourth. And Durdu's got a second slowdown out on track. So Durdu's got a second slowdown. Grand Jet 10 has made a mistake out of the Rotofilio chicane. It's now 3 seconds the gap. Grand Jet 10 gonna have to put in a big effort here to try and win this race. It's just on a slip away from him with 15 minutes just under to go. Durdu leads the way and is now 3.1 seconds out on track. Petrolhead goes just into the gravel slightly. Grand Jet 10 is in second still though. Petrolhead in third. Christopher Cole in fourth. This could kick off big time soon. Durdu leads the way. 3.3 seconds out on track. This is good stuff. Good stuff from the German out on track and the Brit. The Brits have Grand Jet 10 and Petrolhead still trying to chase him down. Of course, Petrolhead might have to pit in once again. And with 14 minutes to go, this is going to be anybody's race out on track here tonight. Durdu's still leading the way. I think you could probably favour him more than the two behind. iPaz is into the pits. So iPaz, the American, has been running around roughly around the back since the flag fall and since the lights have went out actually. iPaz still in seventh, but he's doing a great job and he's still within reach of the points. So he will be getting those 6 points if he completes the race fine here out on track tonight. Durdu then leads the way. 2.7 seconds out on track. Petrolhead is in. Petrolhead, as I alluded to earlier on, going for the splash and dash method. iPaz out of the pits, going to let the front leaders through, so he's going to let Christopher Cole through as well, I do believe. Now, iPaz is actually out of the pits ahead of him. Durdu, though, leads the way out on track. We're on board with Christopher Cole. iPaz is going to let him through. Petrolhead is out in a clear fourth position. And thought he was cutting over the white lines there. Coming out of the white lines over the pit lane, that is. So that's all fine. Durdu leads the way. Bit of a slide from Durdu. Bit of a slide from Durdu. 2.6 seconds. Grand Jet 10 beginning to eat into this advantage. Everyone now spread out pretty much like a washing line, but Durdu hanging on out in front. Gotta make sure he doesn't make any similar sort of mistakes as to what we've just seen there. Superboy and Petrolhead go side by side down into Curva Grande. So Superboy now in fourth, Petrolhead in fifth. Superboy and Petrolhead now doing battle. Closest battle out on track this is. Bar is about 17 seconds, 18 seconds off Petrolhead at this stage. Bar doing a great job. iPaz is in seventh as well. He's been lapped by the leaders. And out on track, this has been a thrilling race. Durdu leads the way. Grand Jet 10 is in second. Christopher Cole in third. But the battle they're on board with is Superboy and Petrolhead. Fourth and fifth. The two Brits about to do battle. Of course, remember, Superboy has got that black and white standards flag for driving out on track. Superboy, though, 0.5 of a second, holding on from Petrolhead at this stage of this race. I've seen nothing that warrants a penalty, but if I've missed it, of course, I can investigate it. That was Elliot earlier on in the comment section. And of course, any incidents that we do see out on track will be investigated, and I'm sure there will be little niggly little things that we can pick up in the replays, of course. And make sure you do save your replays afterwards. Petrolhead now on the back of Superboy, running down the straight. Petrolhead on the inside line, Superboy on the outside line, down into the Rotofilio chicane. On lap 27, goes a little bit too deep, but he's managed to park the apex on the inside. Petrolhead turns a negative really into a positive there. Parks it on Superboy. Superboy might just feel a little bit judged by that, but Petrolhead now into fourth. Superboy now into fifth position. So position gain there for the Chevrolet Corvette of Petrolhead. He's now going for splash and dash towards the end of the race, and he's got plenty of fuel to burn up. Got to be showing that pace to burn up that fuel. That's what he's got to be doing. Let's focus on the leaders. Dirty with a 7/10 penalty leading the way. He has set the fastest lap of the race with 47.7. That was set on lap 24. Dirty's in second. His personal best of 48.1 in second position. A second worth of slowdown penalties that he's still got to give up, but he is not giving up out on track. That GTR is slightly quicker than the Aston in terms of gearing towards the end of the strip. Certainly goes into a high 6th gear and just gains about 300ths of a second there into Parabolica. 10 minutes to go. Out on track, 10 minutes to go, and Dirty leads the way. Grand J10 is in second, 2.8 seconds the gap. That gap is being eaten into slightly. Grand J10 beginning to catch the straight line speed of the GTR coming into play. Through the corners might not be that great, but the GTR is certainly making up for it down the straight, and Grand J10 beginning to come back into this. Christopher now third. Honestly, I think looks settled for third at this stage. 9.5 minutes still left to go. Petrolhead is in fourth, has pulled away from Superboy coming across the line. 0.8 of a second separating Petrolhead and Superboy. Of course, if you are a pro driver, we should be getting underway very shortly indeed. I'd say within the next 15 minutes, as Reds normally does. There won't be any interviews from my perspective. I've got to go and prepare for my pro race after this. Zerdude leads the way by 2.7 seconds though in the meantime. Grand J10 in second position. Honestly doing a great job, I think, these two out on track. Krista Crow in third. Everyone really has done a great job out on track. Even iPad's down at the back, who has been running on his lonesome for the majority of this race. He has kept it clean, he's kept it relatively competitive as well, and he's ensured that the points are still there up for grabs, and he will be getting that 7th place out on track as long as he crosses the line in that 7th place. Zerdude leads the way. Grand J10 in second, 2.7 seconds coming out of Ascari. Grand J10 and Zerdude just got to make sure that they utilise up their slowdowns very soon indeed. Obviously, my opinion in taking the slowdowns is try and get it done as soon as possible. Then you've got more to fight for within the race. That's how I like to see it. 1.3 seconds now for Grand J10 out on track. Gone board still with Petrolhead and Superboy, still looking quite close, 0.6 of a second between these two. Of course, they were within the early battle, the early scraps, within the first 10 minutes of the race, certainly, and within the first 20 minutes of the race, certainly, Petrolhead and Superboy were. They've just dropped off slightly as a result of how the race has actually panned out. But we aren't going to see a battle running down the straight now. Superboy and Petrolhead. Superboy on the back of Petrolhead. Here comes the Supra on the Corvette. Gonna have to think about going right round the outside here. Superboy late on the brakes. Petrolhead gonna give him room. Superboy cutting him off around the outside. No contact hardly then. Superboy gets the move done. Nice clean move. Petrolhead will give him something to think about. Got to defend that inside line through Curva Grande, but you can gain the time through them. Petrolhead still right on the back. The Brit giving his fellow countrymen something to think about here. The Supra and the Corvette. Once again, Superboy making moves, making way too many moves under the brakes there. And he goes straight on down the in-road and he gets reset to track. And that is unfortunate, that reset to track, but Superboy making one too many moves for my liking there, weaving constantly on the straight. At least I picked up 3, maybe 4 times there on the straight, ensuring that Petrolhead doesn't get that position. I think Petrolhead, if he came out of the slipstream, would have tried to go down the inside line of him and try to get the move done. But of course, you never know what could have happened. That's just my opinion on things. Sturdude leads the way, 2.2 seconds. Grand J10 getting closer, but has got more penalties. 1.7 seconds worth now out on track for Grand J10. We are slowly approaching the last 5 minutes of this race. New personal best from Grand J10, a 48 flat from the Brit. Grand J10 leads the way then down the straight. 2 seconds the gap. Grand J10 hunting him down. It's not over. It is not over at all between these two. These beautiful liveries that the guys have produced here out on track tonight, and indeed for the season. Dirdude, can he get to the end on that fuel? I think he would. 20-30 litres of fuel left for Dirdude roughly. Grand J10 will easily get home. 50 litres of fuel exactly for Grand J10 now. Dirdude then leads, coming through the Della Roggia chicane once again. We're on 30 laps now out of the 60 minutes endurance race. So in terms of how many laps we should get round here in terms of the pro race, 32, 33 laps. Grand Jet 10 very wide there in the background. Just committed himself a bit too much through the corner and runs wide onto the grass and just costs him a little bit more time. It's all beginning to fall into place now for Dirdude, who of course, remember, had that spin at turn 1 on lap 1, spun by himself, overcommitted himself into the corner too much. He was last and 10 seconds off the pace, remember, right at the beginning of the race. And Dirdude has done a stonking job. How the race has panned out, he has beautifully produced his effort here. And Dirdude might be winning this race, but Grand Jet 10 now serves up a bit of slowdown. That's what we like to see, serving up 5/10ths worth of slowdown there. Gap has increased as a result, but Grand Jet 10 has got to ensure that he really tries to think about Dirdude. Takes the inside line, right down on the inside there through Parabolica, gains him the time. Now running down the start-finish straight with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Dirdude leads the way, Grand Jet 10 is in second. Chris the Crow is in third. Petrolhead now in fourth as a result of Superboy's reset on track. Bar is in sixth, and iPad's still going round out on track. He's just through Parabolica now in P7. But the Aston Martin, the British car, is going to be winning here out on track by the looks. 4 minutes to go. I make it another... I think I'm making another 2 laps towards the end of the race here. Fastest first sector from Dirdude. Nearly 2/10ths up through that first sector. Grand Jet 10 serving up more of a slowdown. Gap has increased. He can afford to serve up that whole slowdown and not pick up any more. And try and hunt down Dirdude over the course of the last couple of laps. I have a feeling though, there's only 2 more laps after this one to go. Dirdude leading the way. 1 minute and 48, I would say. Yeah, 1 minute and 48, I would say, is the average sort of time around here. So this will be the third last lap of the race. Be going to lap 33 for the leaders, certainly. Some of the guys in behind will of course be going to lap 32. So with 3 minutes to go, the way this is going to pan out, this is going to be, we're going to be going on to the penultimate lap of the race very shortly indeed. Dirdude leads the way. Grand Jet 10 has served up the whole of his slowdown. Now, he has got to put in that effort. He's got extra fuel to burn. Can he bridge the gap? 3.3 seconds between the two. Out in front. Chris the Crow is in third. Petrolhead setting a personal best through the middle sector there. Corvette now beginning to hunt down Chris the Crow. Superboy has lost a bit of time in fifth, Bar in sixth, and iPad's still in seventh. He has got blue flags as well, just in behind. I believe that is Superboy coming through a sky behind him. Dirdude, 5/10 slowdown. If he doesn't set that up, oh, Grand Jet 10 running onto the grass down the straight. Penultimate lap then has begun though. Dirdude leads the way. I try on board with him through turns 1 and 2, and the rest of Helio chicane. So there he goes. Grand Jet 10 just gets caught on the inside, and I have a feeling that's now game over for Grand Jet 10 in his hunt to try and catch Dirdude. He's lost 8/10 of a second now as a result of that. And Grand Jet 10 putting in what has been one of his best drives so far. He has came alive tonight in Pro-Am. Got to respect his tenacity to try and get back at Dirdude. Still not over with. He's just cutting the corners a little bit too much. He's got another 5/10 penalty if he just cuts out cutting the corners a little bit and making sure he tries to eye up where he's going to be braking, where he's going to turn in and whatever, then I think we could be seeing Grand Jet 10 develop into future championship contender here tonight. Future championship contender, maybe at the end of this season, maybe next season, who knows. This is his race. If he continues up this form, he's going to be right on top soon, and he will be getting his first podium, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, in SLM history here. So it's going to be fantastic. With about a minute to go as they come across the line, we're going to go on to the final lap of the race. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream and enjoyed the qualifying and the race indeed here out on track, and you've enjoyed the action that has been produced and has enjoyed my commentary as well. And of course, do subscribe to the channel if you are brand new to SLM. And 3 seconds is the gap between the top two as they come across the line to start the final lap of the race. Dirdude leads the way. Grand Jet 10 is in second. Apologies about the interruption there. Dirty leads the way. 3 seconds the gap. Grand J10 is now in second. Krista Crow in third. Petrolhead in fourth. Superboy fifth. Bar in sixth. And iPaz in seventh. As they now come on to the final laps of the race, it looks like we are going to be getting top 5 on track. In fact, we are going to be getting iPaz onto another lap. Bar will be coming across the line first then, out on track. 10 seconds to go, but this is the final lap of the race. So the race is not over until the end of the final lap. Dirty's fuel running out, but he will get to the end comfortably, I think, on that fuel. 3 seconds the gap. Grand Jet 10 just runs slightly wide through Lesmo 1. The German doing a great job. Dirty out in front. Grand Jet 10 in second. Has tried to hunt him down. The tenacity is still there. He is trying to hunt down Dirty. He serves his slow down. This gives Grand Jet 10 a little bit more of a look in. Trying to get him to aim at the leader. Grand Jet 10 now decides to serve up his slow down. Barbara come across the line in 6th position. He's just through Parabolica. We'll go on board with him now. He will be the first to come across the line in 6th position. So the American, he's done a good job so far out on track. He's going to get 6th position and 8 points. So bar across the line. But more important matters, Dirdude is going to be coming across the line to win this race. Grand Jet 10 has slowed down considerably. Dirdude then round the final corner, and the German is going to be taking Pro-Am victory here tonight. Dirty takes the win here in Monza. Fantastic win. Grand Jet 10 in second. Not sure what happened later on. I think he might have made a mistake out on track. Grand Jet 10 across the line in second. Krista Crow has crossed the line in third. Petrolhead coming across the line in 4th position. He's now through Parabolica to come across the line in 4th. Superboy is in 5th, and iPads will be coming across the line soon in 7th as well. Petrolhead better come across the line in 4th. Fantastic race from him. Good point score. Bit unlucky out on track. Petrolhead across the line in 4th. Superboy coming across the line in 5th. He's already got his hazard lights on, even though you can't really see them. Superboy across the line in 5th position. And iPaz will be coming across the line in 7th place. And that is the end of the Autodromo de Monza. Round 5 of the Pro-Am Championship is complete. And it is the German Dirty who takes it by 5.9 seconds out on track. Grand Jet 10 in second. And Krista Crow finishing up in 3rd position. So that is it from Pro-Am. Of course, we normally do the interviews with Reds. Red's not here tonight, obviously. I've now got to prepare for the Pro-Am race. So I'm going to save the replay, which I've just done that live on stream. So remember to save your replay if you have been racing out on track. But thank you so much for watching here, round 5 in Pro-Am in Monza. Pro will be coming up in around 10 minutes with, I think, Bar and Lolhead's going to be taking you through that one. So that's Bar and Superboy going to be taking you through that one. But thank you very much for watching. I've been JamesHead14. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time,